Hello, I'm George Gonzalez, and I'm obsessed with making games. Today, we're going to talk about accountability. Do you need it? Well, that depends. Do you want to finish your game? And in this channel, we're all about finishing games and helping you improve as a game developer and getting stuff done, making games that sell, all that. If you really want to finish your games, then yes, accountability is needed. But what is accountability and how do you do it right? That's what we're going to talk about today. It's just how to do accountability the right way. Always some kind of accountability at work where they ask whether it's like with a manager interview or stand-ups. But have you ever been in a setting where you're in a group and you have to be accountable for what you've done, or maybe what you're going to do for that day? I've been in a lot of meetings or places where this is how it goes. We go in and it's okay. What are we doing today? What are you doing? I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Okay, what are you doing? I'm doing X, Y, Z. Or you go through and say, oh well, today I'm doing this. Or if you don't have anything, you're just gonna talk. Or if you have to report on what you did last week or the day before, you're like, or at the beginning of the day, you're like, well, I did this, and that, and then I'm doing this. Uh, and you just go through the room and it's kind of like show and tell, like kindergarten kids do this, right? Or pre-K. They do a show and tell where they stand up and they share their toy and done. That is not accountability, and that's not going to help you. Even if you know what everyone's doing, that's all you do. You know, it's everyone's doing the same thing. That is not going to help your team improve, and it's not going to help you as an individual. And so I want to talk about what actually does help you. And that is two basic questions is, did you do what you said you were going to do? And did you do it when you said you were going to do it? And did you complete the task? Yes or no? And did you do it in the time that you thought it would take you? So if you said, I'm going to get this, I can get this done in 20 minutes. Okay, cool. Go, you do it. It takes you 20 minutes. Those are just the basics. And that's what you need to do is understand what the task is. And it doesn't you don't have to be always accurate, but that's part of leveling up. That's why this is called the level up series. You've done game jams, you had a deadline, a tight deadline, you get done whatever you can really fast. There's no need to like keep track of like a Trello board when you're doing a game jam unless it's like a really long game jam, but for the most part you're just getting done whatever needs to get done so we can finish. And now you want to level up, step it up, and actually finish these games. And in order to do that, you need to keep yourself accountable to improve on progress, or else you're never going to improve. You're just going to keep doing the same things. And that's one of the, you could say, features of developers that never end, that never finish a game, is they just go in circles, and you just keep either making games that take long or keep giving up for some reason. And so if you're not measuring what you're doing, it's hard to really understand if you're progressing or if things are happening. And so last week I talked about focusing on one task, and I was able to do it. And that's why I'm doing this video now, is because I want to keep myself accountable and let you guys know that it was a success. Like I got so much done just by doing that one principle. It's just one task at a time. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to show you the power of one is getting things that, like what we talked about last week, which is one task at a time. But then also me myself keeping accountable to you guys. My whole premise is to help you finish games and also help you with advice that comes from actual experience of making games, not hypothesis. I make games. I'm obsessed with making games. I get paid to make games. I do it as a hobby. Like I'm always thinking about making games. I'm doing it all the time, whether it's in design, writing things down, bug fixing, developing, all that. And so I want to show you from a game that's being made right now, what I'm working on. Okay. So last week, I was in the middle of fixing bugs with the puzzles, the enemies, going through the whole thing. I got the 3 spells down. The aim assist works, and we can go through the path. There are still things that I want to fix, and we'll talk about that in this video. Okay, so I'm right here, right? Okay, and so you see me in here. I have this guy from behind, and then this in here. So you can see I can do the fire spell here and the triangle. Okay, both spells are there. Okay, they work. We're good to go. So we have the 3 separate. I have a portal over there, a portal over here, and I think for the most part they both always worked. So I have this dragon statue, and it turns that on. I have to work on the effects for that. It's okay. This is all temp. I'm just trying to focus on the most important task at hand. But the main thing is that I'm trying to show you where I'm at with progress. And there's still some things I gotta fix. Oh, there's someone hitting me. There's that guy. So there's that portal. And then I have guys that I can fight. Okay. I have this, there you go. Done. Okay, now I'm here this one's the one that I'm fleshed out. So one thing I realized is that I gotta keep cutting scope. So one of the tips when figuring out timetable for task is to think about, is this going to take me longer than a day? If it's going to take you longer than a day, and I mean a day, because if you work 8 hours, then it's okay to assign yourself a task that takes 8 hours. But if you only have 30 minutes to work on something that day, don't start a task that's going to take you 8 hours. And if I step on the wrong one, there should be an enemy. They're going to hit me. And I'm going to kill them. Okay. So this thing is set up. There's things I gotta fix. It's all temp right now. I'm just making sure that this works. Okay. And then this is pretty much it. There's a tunnel. I gotta think of things that will happen here, maybe, or a reason to explore this, or just make the tunnel shorter. Then up here, we have we're gonna face another enemy, like maybe a boss or something. But that's the focus here. We have these torches that are not set to light up. And then we have a portal in the middle. Okay, so that is the extent of my game right now. Let me go zoom in. I need to do a few tasks. The biggest task I got to do this week is I'm gonna try to incorporate Emerald AI with Fusion 2, and that's gonna be a little bit tough to do because it's gonna take a long time. But there's a few things, small tasks that I can get done if I don't have enough time. So for example, today I can work on these torches. I gotta make these so that when you light up all these torches in here, it'll open up the portal in the middle, and then you're done with that. But I also want to make sure that once that loop is set, I'm ready to go and add other features. Like for example, instead of having all 3 spells, my goal is you have to pick one. And if you want to get the other spells, you have to go with somebody else that has that element. All these tunnels are like elemental trials for that spell. And I might have to tone down how big this is, maybe make it a little bit smaller. We'll see. But today, I can get that stuff done. I can get most of the things that I said, except Emerald AI. And tomorrow, I'm going to break it up and say, tomorrow I'm going to work on single player Emerald AI, make sure that it works with this game, and I get a handle on it. And then on Saturday, I have the live stream. So I'm hoping to get as far as I can on Saturday with the networking stuff. That is essentially how it should start. Accountability. You have to figure out, what am I going to do tomorrow? When am I going to work on it? So for example, if I know that I work usually during the day and stuff. So usually, for example, right now, this video, like I put a pause on work so that I can make this video in time to publish it. And then I go back to work. And that's how I do it if I need time, right? And then if you don't have that, okay, like when do you get home? When are you going to do it? So set a time apart when you're going to do that task. Not just say, I'm going to do it eventually. And then the second part is like, how do you keep yourself accountable, right? Because you can always just adjust. Oh, this was too much, so I'm okay finishing it late. One way that I help you keep accountable is, you can comment below, or you can join Endgame Devs. Endgame Devs is made so that I can help you keep accountable. I've seen a lot of groups where accountability is just telling people what you did last week. It's like kind of like a travel log type thing. And honestly, that will help you tell other people what you're doing, what you're working on, which is pretty cool, but it's not accountability. Accountability is, did you do what you said you were going to do? And did you do it when you said you're going to do it? And you need someone to ask you if you did that, and you either say yes or no. And if you said no, why? And if you say yes, how long? And if you did it with the right amount of time, then great. Okay, what are you going to work on next? And keep doing it. The power of accountability comes from the fact that if you are able to do what you say you're going to do, and you're going to be able to, and you are able to know when to do it, and that you do it at the time you say you're going to do it, that is powerful. Because now all you need to do is, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z on this day, and on this day I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, and it will get done because you already know how to do things. That is a powerful skill, because now technically, as long as you're not lying, like you could do anything you set out to do, and the worst thing that can happen is that you don't do it on time, or that you learn that you can't do it. But you can reevaluate at all time. But that is huge. The fact that you can do what you say you're going to do is powerful, because now you can write it down and get it done. And the more you do that, let me tell you how this scales. Because the more you do that, and the more experience you get, you'll be able to set up a year plan for your game. You could basically get anything done in a year, because you will do whatever you say you're going to do. And you know your capabilities. So they're not far off. They're not guesses. They're more of, I've done it before. And so that's why I'm trying to create this channel and give you these tips, because the principles are huge. Because if you can implement these principles in your life, that it can have a powerful effect in your life. And so that's why I'm trying to say, like, instead of just telling you, oh, do this, and do that, actually being able to accomplish things and feed yourself, right? Instead of giving you fish, I'm teaching you how to fish. That's the whole point of this. And in Endgame Devs, you have a weekly call as of right now, still, hopefully, always have a weekly call available for as long as I'm available, right? As the moment that I have too many people to help, I will stop doing the weekly calls, or I'll make it more expensive. You'll be able to schedule a weekly call with me, and we can go over what you're doing that week and what your goals are, and say, does this, like, what do you want to accomplish? It's the same thing but backwards, right? You don't have the skills yet of accountability and to do what you said you're going to do. And so we go over that and say, what do you want to do? What do you want to accomplish? And figure out what the best thing you can do is for that week, and say, okay, next week you'll schedule a call when your time's of availability, and okay, by next week you're going to do X, Y, and Z, and we'll chat about it and keep going. And you'll just do that week after week, and you'll get things done, and then you can do it on your own. So the whole point of Endgame Devs is to apply the principles to your game, so that if you have questions that is like, well, I don't know what to do in my game, I'm not sure how to take accountability for myself, or what the next step is for my game. That's why I have Endgame Devs, is to help you know exactly what you need to know for your game, for your needs, with your experience right now. Okay, so we'll see you on Saturday, and I'll show you what I've been working on, which you already know because I wrote it down. I wrote down what I was going to work on. We're going to be going over Emerald AI and Fusion, and you're going to see me mess up and do a lot of errors, but it's okay. Like, we're getting things done, and that's exciting. That's fun. It's making games and being able to play them and then publish them so other people can play them, and not just you playing them. We'll see you on Saturday.